tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And an ice-cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's Tailgate 101.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the final game of the evening between number 3 ICC and number 10 East Central. Had to make sure that was who was playing. It's been a long day so far here. Jeremy, winner goes on to the championship series. Got a tough task ahead of them, having to win 2 against Jones. But also, the winner of this game will host next week's region tournament. We thought it would be here at ICC. Found out that they discussed the rules and the tiebreakers, and what they voted on was never officially adopted. So, the winner of this game will get to host next week's Region 23 tournament. That first pitch, low and outside for a ball, coming your way at 7:01. That's your Renaissance Bank opening pitch. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, RenaissanceBank.com.
Yeah, a little bit of a monkey wrench. We thought we were going to be talking about Itawamba hosting this, as you mentioned, regardless. So we thought that there was enough drama with ICC's season hanging in the balance.
Yep.
East Central season hanging in the balance. They also get a chance to host the region tournament. That's a huge advantage.
Now, both these teams have punched their ticket to next week's tournament. There's a bunt attempt going for a strike. And 1-2 now is the count here on Corey Childs. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley due up here for the Indians. And Jeremy, we'll just kind of keep it here throughout the early goings of this one and just kind of paint the picture for those that might just now be joining us. That pitch missing outside for a ball. Boy, thought that one was across for a strike, but 2-2 now is the count. East Central just played an extra inning game, got about a 20 to 30 minute rest. Quote, rest. Now they got a battle against ICC to make it to tomorrow's championship game.
Yeah, and obviously the way they won was great. You get a walk-off win, but it wasn't the traditional kind of walk-off win. They got it nonetheless, but you're playing a long time and a lot of that heat. ICC frustrated earlier today. It seems like they played a day ago.
Yeah.
It's been that long since they've been on the field. That was earlier today at 1 o'clock. And now they get a chance to keep everything in line for them, and there's a good start.
Good job there by Corey Childs to get on and start things off. And we said it, Jeremy, when Corey can get on, that's when ICC is successful. And a good way to start the contest there for Corey with the single right back up the middle.
And she struggled a little bit in this tournament. She didn't get on base at all today against Jones, and that was something that also went really against ICC. Talked about Carly Perk and how well she pitched, and that was one of those keys for her was to keep Childs off the base paths. She is 46 for 48 stealing bases on the season, and we talked about it. When she gets on base, Coach Andy Kirk likes to do a lot of different things with this lineup, and particularly with her in motion.
That first pitch takes the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 now is the count. When the lights are on, not because they're needed, just because it will be needed before the night's over with. 0-1 pitch coming outside, and that one grabs the corner for strike 2. Caitlin Oswalt came in, picked up the win in the game coming into this one. Quick turnaround for her as well.
It is. I was a little surprised they went with her. Thought they may go with Russo, who started the elimination game against Pearl River. She pitched really well, gave them a couple of runs there in the middle innings. And then obviously Oswalt able to finish it. She's been good, but boy, a little bit of a rocky start here in the first.
Yeah, that's going to be a hit batter there for Sullivan, so she will head down and walk this one off. And so now ICC, that's going to be the key for ICC right now, Jeremy, is to get out early. You know East Central is tired. Anything that can go against them early could really shake them up in this contest. So it's key for ICC to do something early against this East Central squad.
Yeah, you got to get after Oswald early. You got to get that defense moving around. Got to see if you can get them a little worn out. Get some momentum, too. You're playing at home. There's a big crowd here for you. Got to get them involved early. And then at that point, you then start to just try and take advantage of the fact that they played in the doldrums of the heat.
Yes.
Yeah. whereas ICC got out just before it came in.
Yeah, the hottest day of the year is approached 85. As Conley shows bunt, lays it down, it's going to be a foul ball. So that one just couldn't quite get it extended out enough there. 0-2 now is the count.
And that's what we talked about, is you've got to do the little things. You've got to be able to sacrifice bunt successfully. You've got to be able to defend the sacrifice bunt. You can't make any mistakes in a situation like this. And now down 0-2, I'd be surprised if they keep it on. But frustrating for Coach Kirk, I know they couldn't get the bunt down.
So Conley takes a look at that pitch. Ooh, nicely done that time to dig that one out of the ground. Then nearly just spikes the ball away from herself. Avoided disaster all the way around that time. A good job by the catcher.
Yeah, if you're Cassie Oatman, you're thinking, okay, first and foremost, I got to get the ball back to the pitcher. You don't push the envelope. Don't make any sort of real mistake. Don't push the envelope, especially early in this one.
So 1-2 now is the count. This pitch popped up. Left field's going to have to hurry. Gets over in foul territory and makes the play.
Boy, that's a terrific job to move over there by Shelby Walters out there playing in left field. And boy, she's been really good out there. We talked about the near home run she robbed on Friday night. But it's a good job to come and run, and that's a big out. You can't get the bunt down if you're ICC, and you have to let Conley swing away. East Central records an out. Now you're back in the inning.
This is Mackenzie Piper at the plate. That one, not sure where it missed. I guess low that time. 1-0 now is the count here on Mackenzie Piper. Piper playing in right field, trying to spark the Indians' bats. One out in the inning. Runners on first and second. Plenty of speed on the bases right now for the Indians. Piper shows bunt, pulls back on it, pops this one up. It's going to get back and out of play for strike one.
Those Walt coming right at her. And we talk about all day these pitchers and their tendencies and where they've lived. Everybody's pretty much lived outside corner against the righties, not as much on the inside. So a lot of these hitters have been able to really eliminate middle third.
Change up, waited on it. Right fielder's going to have to hurry. Makes the diving play, can't get to it. Sullivan was headed back to first, thinking that she caught it. Just one of those situations where you just got caught in no man's land there for Meg Sullivan. But they do get an out, and that's big.
They do, and both teams get a little bit of what they want. The ICC gets Childs to third base, and East Central gets an out. And a really good job by Mackenzie Johnson, who almost made that diving catch to come up with it and make it at least a decent throw to Beckham at shortstop. And Kayla Beckham is able to just field that ground ball, basically, and step on the bag. So both teams get what they want out of it. You're East Central. You have first and second, nobody out. If Oswald can get out of this unscathed, that's a real momentum builder for her team.
So 2 outs in the inning. Runners on the corners here for the Indians. That first pitch up high. Piper's going to trot down to second. Easiest stolen base of her career as she tried to deke the throw, but smart play by East Central to send it down to third to make sure ICC knows, yeah, we know your tricks. This pitch popped up. Left fielder's going to have to hurry, and it knifes away from her. Will fall harmlessly to the ground. Nothing but a long strike there for Macy Cox.
Both left-handed hitters in this lineup have shot the ball the other way, but they've both gotten off the very end of the bat. So still try to at least account for the inside portion of that plate. Oswald has not really gone inside at all. Everything's been away to the righties, away to the two lefties. I think you have to maybe eliminate the middle end of the plate, scoot up, attack the outer half.
Pitch coming, and that's going to be over the head of the third baseman, and that's going to score one. They're going to ask 2 to score, and Piper will. Big time 2-out hit there for Macy Cox.
Just got through talking about the fact that the pitch is going to be probably on the outside portion of the plate. Oswald's lived there all day. You look at it, outside corner. Macy Cox able to wait on it, go with it the other way, hammers it down the left field line. And that stolen base that Mackenzie Piper got, so critical, because if that's just first and third and you get 1 run in, which is bad enough if you're East Central, but now you get 2 runs in, already down before you even come to the plate entering this ball game.
And almost a carbon copy shot that time, just pulled it a little foul, as this is Bailey Springfield at the plate. Bailey, the pitcher here in the second game of the day for the Indians, third game of the tournament today. likes what she sees, a little run support early.
No question about that. That's the best thing she can hope for, and she gets it from her offense. There's a chance to help her on calls, but that's what you want. We talked about this for ICC. Come out, get on top of them early. Really try to beat them down after having to play what they did in the heat, and you jump on them, and maybe they start to just kind of think, well, maybe just not our day, and then you put Brady Springfield in the circle and give her a chance to have a good day, and boy, it could be a real good night for ICC.
So 1-1 now is the count here. Springfield takes that one, runner goes, throw down is not in time, actually gets away. Nice job out there in center field to back that one up. You see the ball get away, but good job out there in center field to keep that one from allowing the runner to advance even more.
Macy Cox had 7 stolen bases in 7 tries coming into the state tournament. I think that's her only stolen base of this weekend, so make it 8 for 8. Good job by Coach Andy Kirk. Pushed the envelope. Nobody was expecting her to run. Beckham and Eva Scott were nowhere close to the second base bag.
2-1 pitch. Springfield dribbler to the second baseman. It gets away. And that's going to allow another run to score for the Indians.
Well, that right there is basically what we're talking about. You put a lot of pressure on them. You jump on them early, and then you sort of just force them to try and figure out a way to come back up. And that's a ball that Eva Scott fields cleanly and throws to first 99 times out of 100. But that one time right there costs her team a run. So you get that stolen base, then you get the error, and now it's 3-0 before East Central even gets to come to the plate.
So now this is going to be the left fielder, Hannah Williams, coming to the plate. That pitch just missing that outside corner for a ball. So interesting start to the contest here. We said that was going to be important for ICC to get out to an early start. They've got 3 runs on the board. All 3 of those runs coming with 2 outs in the inning. That pitch up high for a ball. 2-0 now is the count.
And that's the clutch hitting that we talked about with all these teams. Who can get the key 2-out hit? Who can start a rally with 2 outs and nobody on base? Indians had first and second, nobody out. Couldn't get the bunt down. Thought, well, maybe they'll squander it, but they have really brought the bats here in this second game.
So that pitch up high for a ball. 3-0 now goes the count. So the Indians trying to keep this 2-out rally going here. Awaiting the 3-0 pitch. And that one's going to be ball 4. So a free pass issued to Hannah Williams. And Jeremy, now the question is, Oswalt just coming off tossing a game. How long do you stick with her early when she's struggling?
And that's why I thought it was a little bit odd they went with Oswalt since she finished the previous game to start this one. I thought, Russo, unless Russo can't go because of the injury, then you certainly understand that. But if Russo were healthy enough, I feel like you start her, go with her as long as you can, and then you bring Oswald in, give her a chance to rest a little bit more. But, perhaps the injury to Russo is such that she couldn't come back. But regardless, this is a really, really tough spot for her to be in.
So that first pitch across for a strike. This is Joanna Vasquez. Vasquez jammed on this one, pops it up. Shortstop going to come over and make the play to get out of the inning. But the Indians do push across 3 runs here in the top of the first inning, and key runs there to be able to jump out early here. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's Coca-Cola starting lineups. And let's start with East Central, who will be coming to the plate here in this next at-bat. It's going to be Walters leading things off. She'll be out in left field. McMahon will be the third baseman. She'll be batting second. Batting third will be the shortstop, Beckham. Batting fourth will be the catcher, Oatman. Batting fifth, the second baseman, Scott. Batting sixth will be Gartman. She'll be playing over at first base. Johnson will be the right fielder. She'll be out batting in that 7th spot. Barber will be the DP, batting 8th. Parks will be the center fielder. She'll be batting 9th. The flex will be the pitcher, Oswalt. For ICC, this is going to be their starting lineup. And ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination, and Coach Andy Kirk hopes he's got the winning combination put together here with his lineup against East Central. Childs playing in center field. Sullivan will be the offensive player. Conley will be catching. Piper will be in right field. Cox will be at first base. Springfield will be pitching. Williams will be in left field. Vasquez will be at third, and then it'll be Madison Carnes batting in that 9 spot. Rachel Sternisha the flex player playing shortstop. Those are your Coca-Cola starting lineups. Let's take a break and hear from Coke. We'll be back with more right after this.
Best tailgate, brisket.
No, real football y pollo asado.
Hoops and wings.
Burgers.
7-layer dip.
Hummus.
What?
You need a hot grill.
And ice cold Coke.
It's got to be cold.
It's tailgate 101.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here for the bottom of the first inning. The coin toss did go in favor of East Central, and I told you this between games, Jeremy. Coin tosses have just not been the forte for Coach Andy Kirk.
Yeah, obviously, you're playing at home. You want that last at bat in an elimination game. They don't get it, but the one advantage of being the road team is you get to come out and maybe jump on the team first and get them in a hole, and that's what happened. East Central down by 3 before they even come to the plate, and they are facing the best pitcher ICC has to offer in Bailey Springfield, who is just terrific. She came in the tournament with a 19-3 record, 1.35 ERA, and obviously, if she's good, East Central is going to be in real tough bout.
Walters will lead things off here. That pitch missing outside for a ball. She's one of those pitchers that likes to work her corners, her spots, and it all depends on the home plate umpire and how she can kind of be successful throughout this ball game.
Yeah, she was solid, but not great. I think she would admit on Friday night when ICC took on Pearl River.
That pitch high for a ball, 2-0.
And so then I think you come back, and then the next thing is, okay, how do I bounce back? And you get an East Central team that is number 10 in the country, and they just walked off Pearl River. So you're in a situation where if you're Bailey, you're trying to come out and pitch extremely well and give your team a chance.
That pitch high, 3-0 now goes the count here to Walters. It'll be Walters, McMahon, and Beckham due up here for East Central. Wow. No clue where those last two pitches missed, ladies and gentlemen, as that's going to be a leadoff walk to start the contest here to Walters.
Well, and that's not going to help Bailey's confidence. And that's one thing that struck me Friday. She didn't look like she pitched with a lot of confidence once Pearl River got to her. She gave up the solo home run, obviously, or the 2-run home run, I should say, to Haley Malone for Pearl River, and that really shook her, and I think it sort of took her out of the ball game. She still pitched well enough to get the win, but that took her out of the ball game.
That first pitch across for a strike to McMahon, the third baseman here for East Central. And that pitch missing low and outside for a ball. So we've got a pretty tight strike zone here, as now I believe the count goes 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike, no outs. Runner over at first. That one paints that inside corner, 1-2. For Springfield, you got to work inside. That's where the strike zone's going to be.
That's where Olivia Burns lived today and was successful. And I think all the pitchers need to pitch a little bit more inside, because if you don't mix it up, hitters are just able to eliminate that part of the plate.
There's a shot out to left field, or excuse me, actually third baseman. Once again, that ball just sounds like it's jumping off the bat a lot harder than it is.
Yeah, McMahon got that off the end of her bat.
Number 16, Kayla Beckham.
Fortunately for ICC, Vasquez was just right there to make the catch.
Yeah, fortunately, she didn't think the ball was going where I thought it was going. So 1 out now, runner unable to advance. And this is going to be Beckham, the shortstop. Takes that first pitch across for a strike. Good job by Springfield to kind of settle down. 4 straight pitches, walk the first batter. Kind of settle down a little bit, starting to fill up the strike zone a little bit more.
That's what you have to do. All about throwing strikes, and a couple of fastballs in the outside corner. Kayla Beckham just watching both of them go by. Now she gets herself in an 0-2 hole. And if you're Springfield, you can throw anything you want here on 0-2.
So the 0-2 pitch coming, and that one just missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss. 1-2 now goes the count.
But you want to get her in a rhythm if you're ICC. If you're East Central, you want to frustrate her, foul some pitches off. Long at bats and 2 strikes.
That pitch just missing outside once again. He was at the count at 2-2.
And everything again is on the outside portion of the plate. So if you're a hitter, if I'm a hitter in this ball game, I'm going to go up there and I'm going to eliminate the inside corner. I'm going to scoot up. I'm going to say, if you're going to pitch outside, I'm going to scoot up. I'm going to take away that portion of the plate and make it tough for you to throw a pitch on the outside corner.
So that changeup hangs up. 3-2 now is the count with 1 out. Runner on first. ICC leading 3-0. Might help I put the score bug up there for you guys. And nice job of just kind of stepping back and fighting off that inside pitch. 3-2 stays the count.
I think if you're East Central here, maybe want to try to put something on. You got Shelby Walters, your leadoff hitter, on base, and she's got some speed. You trust Kayla Beckham to handle the bat. Maybe a little hit and run here to stay out of the double play.
Swung on and missed for strike 3. Big time strikeout there for Bailey Springfield.
Pitch was right down the middle, maybe a little middle in. Just
Number
different than the
41.
away approach
Cassie
constantly.
Allman.
And Beckham just late on it. I think she got maybe a piece of that, but a good job to hang on that by Sam Connolly. And now you're a pitch away from getting out of this inning.
And they're going to say she did go, or actually we want to call it a strike without the swing. 0-1 is the count. 2 outs now for Oatman. Runner at first. ICC trying to get out of this inning quickly here and see if they can't get their bats back to the lineup. Inside pitch for a strike, and it was a beauty. 0-2 now is the count. We'll remind you the championship game scheduled for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Jones County already punched their ticket. The winner of this one will go meet Jones and have to beat Jones twice to earn the state tournament championship, and that's a tough task.
Going to be a really tough task. It would be tough to beat them once, but to beat them twice is going to be really, really tough, and especially if Carly Perk pitches the way she did today.
And check swing fouls off. We'll stay at 1-2 with 2 outs here in the inning. Check in on some baseball action. ICC taking on Hines. They dropped the first game, so they'll actually be traveling to East Central next week for the best of 3 series. That's going to be on, I think, Thursday, Friday. 1-2 is the count. A little slow roller. And Springfield can't get to it, and it's going to go for an infield hit. Just one of those that couldn't find it.
Cue shot. I thought Springfield slowed down a bit, almost like after it was hit, she thought perhaps that this was either going to come right to her or get past her. Then Madison Carnes, the second baseman, tried to come in. I think even if she gloves that and flips it to first, there's no way that they're going to get Oatman. And now if you're East Central, got a runner in scoring position. Here we go again. 2 out hits. ICC got them. Can East Central?
This pitch fouled back for strike 1. It's in the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC trailing Hines 5-1 there in game 2. So the Indians may finish up the season with limping into the playoffs after getting swept on the road at Hines.
Well, if you're East Central, this is the player you want to play. Eva Scott had those 3 hits in the first game they played, the elimination game against Pearl River. In fact, Pearl River was willing to put her on base so that she wouldn't be allowed to potentially get a base hit in the ball game.
That pitch missing outside, and 2-1 now goes the count. Now this is why I like Mamie Hollandhead. She just sent me a text saying, heads up, American Idol is doing a Prince tribute tonight. She got my back. She knows I'm a big Prince fan. 2-1 now is the count. Change up, waited on it, pops it up. Trouble here. And is it going to be a fair ball? Yes, it is. 1 run will score. They're going to ask the second run to score. Throw home is in time. And a big play there for the Indians. Well, I didn't know if that was going to be a fair ball or a foul ball. They do get 1 run on the board, but the Indians get out of the inning. Let's go back and look at this one.
Well, you get Eva Scott, who just absolutely gets the very end of the bat on the ball and serves it out into right field. Good job by the Indians to get the relay in. Trying to be aggressive, and Oatman was gunned down. So if you're East Central, what you want to do, you got to climb back in this one and get at least 1 run back going to the second.
We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move now to the top of the second inning. It'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up. Carnes will lead us off here for the Indians.
Coming to the plate for the Lady Indians, number 9.
Well, a good job by East Central to at least get one of those runs back, get a little bit of confidence heading into this inning. Indians need to answer back with a run or two of their own here in the top of the second.
Yeah, real big important inning here for Oswald. She needs to shut down an inning to put up a 0 and get her team back into the dugout, trailing by 2. If you're ICC, as you mentioned, you just want to continue the quality at bats, put pressure on her, make her throw a lot of pitches, because normally we don't talk as much about pitch count and bullpen depth in softball because these pitchers can go pretty much every day. But in this situation, I don't think that's accurate with injured Russo and the fact that Oswald's pitched a lot so far.
Deep fly ball. Is it going to get out of the park? No, it's going to be dropped and just on the warning track. And Madison Carnes will start the inning off with a big-time double. Well, that one sounded really good off the bat there, Jeremy.
270 hitter, 6th double of the year for Madison Carnes, and that's how you put pressure on the opposing team. You get the leadoff runner on base, you get an extra base hit. Now you roll to the top of the order. We always talk about you get into a situation where how many times through can you get to that starting pitcher as often as you can. Well, we're in the second inning, and Corey Childs is the leadoff hitter, and she's about to bat for the second time. That's obviously really good for the Indians.
Childs shows bunt, lays it down, only one play, and it's going to be over to first. They're going to snap the throw back to third. So the sacrifice bunt does move Carnes over. Great job that time by Corey Childs.
Perfect sacrifice bunt. Good job at McMahon to barehand that. If she gloves it, it would have been a really close play. But she ends up barehanding that ball, throws it across. Good all the way around if you're ICC. Now you get what you want. Runner at third, less than 2 outs. 2, 3, 4 hitters up.
That sacrifice bunt being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. For future ICC students coming this way, Brother Chris and the ICC BSU, they meet Monday nights at 7:07. They have the ICC BSU luncheon each Wednesday. During lunch, obviously. You bring $2 and a friend. All they ask is bring $2 for your friend as well. That's the ICC BSU, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. That pitch missing inside, 2-0 the count here to Sullivan. She was hit by a pitch, was erased on a fielder's choice. So trying to redeem herself here, see if she can get that run back in the bottom of the first that East Central scored. Beautiful pitch by Oswald, paints that outside corner, 2-1.
Again, away, away, away. I think if I'm a hitter, until one of these pitchers proves they're going to pitch inside with some consistency, scoot up in that batter's box, eliminate the inside corner, and go the other way.
And that time coming inside, fouled off by Sullivan, and the count goes 2-2. We talked about it, Meg kind of battling through an injury, separated her shoulder in that Gulf Coast series, missed the remainder of the regular season, but said she's not missing the playoffs, and she has battled through and has done well for the Indians. So the 2-2 pitch coming, missing low. 3-2 now is the count here to Sullivan.
Got that big bat in the lineup, hitting .429 coming into the state tournament. RBI opportunity here with a full count. Just such a really good hitter, handles the bat really well.
So the 3-2 pitch coming, it is up high, and that's going to be, is that not ball 4?
Oh, I guess maybe.
And it is ball 4. Okay, Sullivan a little confused on that one there, so she will get the free pass down to first.
The home plate umpire wasn't very demonstrative.
No.
That would have been good if we had gotten some indication from the home plate umpire.
Yeah, he never, I guess because the snap throw down to third may have just drew his attention away quickly, but now here comes Samantha Conley. She flew out to left in her first at bat. That pitch missing low. Sullivan goes about halfway to second, says, "I dare you to throw it." And the catcher just issues it back to the pitcher. That's what you do in that situation there. So 1 out in the inning. That pitch goes for a strike. 0-1 is the count here to Conley. Wouldn't mind seeing her be able to push one out there deep to the outfield. If not, can't get a base hit. Runner goes. And the stolen base easily that time for Sullivan.
It's just so difficult to defend, and Coach Kirk's going to be aggressive and do that as much as he can, get as many runners in scoring position as humanly possible. Now Conley's got 2 RBIs potentially out there. Just so I'm not sure how you really defend that kind of running game, and ICC does it as good as anybody.
Conley takes that one across for a strike. 1-2 now goes the count here to the freshman out of Louisiana. Her family made the trip up for this weekend. Would love to be able to stick around for Monday if possible and see the Indians try to get after Jones for a state championship here in the tournament. 1-2 is your count here. 1 out. Runners on second and third for Conley. Conley chased one out of the zone, found enough of it to foul it off and keep it at 1-2.
Outside corner, just try to get a little piece of it, get it into foul territory, and live to see another pitch. And of course, too, one of the reasons you may want to pitch outside is try to get Conley to hit it right to the left side of the infield and not allow the runners to advance.
1-2 pitch coming. That's what she does. A little slow roller over to the shortstop. Ooh, nearly threw that one away.
Beautifully done by East Central. It's a pitch on the outside corner and a ground ball hit right to Beckham. We've talked about her all day. Immediately looks the runner back because if Madison Carnes is going off contact, Beckham's got a clear angle to throw her out at home. You get that out now. If Rosewall, just like we saw in the top of the first, you're a pitch away from getting out of this jam without giving up anything. ICC got that big 2-out hit at the top of the first. They get one here. Boy, they're really in good shape.
Piper looks at that pitch, missing 4-ball. 1-0 is the count here to McKenzie. She did reach on a fielder's choice after a diving effort out there by Johnson in right field. Just couldn't hold on to it. And it was an easy toss over to second to get Sullivan on the fielder's choice. So Piper trying to put the bat on the ball here and extend this inning. Ground ball, foul ball. Coach Kirk wanted nothing of that one. 1-1 is the count.
I don't blame him. That had some heat behind it.
We welcome those that are sticking around here in favor of East Central and say hello and good evening to the ICC family that's tuning in here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. The winner of this game will advance to tomorrow's championship game, and a little side pocket, or a little side victory, I guess you can say, if they win tonight. They get to host next week's Region 23 tournament. So the 1-1 pitch coming. That pitch. Outside corner for a strike. Good looking pitch there.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen that real borderline pitch that was maybe a couple of inches off the plate be given to one of the pitchers in the circle. And boy, Oswald could really use it again here.
So 1-2, and it's a foul ball. So we'll do it all over again here. Stay at 1-2. Piper battling.
This would be a real big time clutch at bat if Mackenzie Piper can get a base hit here. You're going to get Madison Carnes home for sure. Meg Sullivan's got plus speed out there as well. Your Indians, you get a base hit here, you make this 5-1. You just continue to just put a lot of pressure on East Central and really make them feel like they're just constantly digging themselves out of a hole.
So Piper awaiting the 1-2 offering here. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Pops this one up. Center fielder's going to have to hurry and drops it. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score for the Indians. Big time play there on the error. That one hurt.
Yeah, this is a catch obviously that has to be made. Marley Parks comes in, one of those sophomores we talked about for East Central, and this is a play that no doubt should be made. Try to make it a basket catch. Got a real late read on that. I didn't think this was going to be very much of anything. It was going to be a lazy fly ball to center. She gets a bad read off of it, has to come hustle in. And, we've talked about the errors and what that can do for you in a game like this. ICC's putting the ball in play. East Central's kicking it around.
There's a shot right back up the middle by Cox. Second baseman couldn't quite get to it. We'll call that a base hit there, as that was just a tough play for East Central.
And now you wonder about the psyche of this East Central team, and particularly of Oswald in the circle. She's making a pitch she feels like should get her out of the inning. She's certainly struggling some with her command. ICC is obviously hitting the ball really well. It's a team that came into this tournament hitting .318, no question about that, and they can really hit. But she's made some pitches that should get them out of the inning, and especially that pitch right there that was dropped by Parks. Get back in there, you're down 3-1. You feel like you're back in this. Now you're down 5-1. And as we talked about, those demons kind of start, where you think, well, it's just, we won. Thank goodness, it's not our day.
Yeah, fatigue and frustrations could set up quickly here for East Central. 5-1 now is the lead. The Indians get 2 more runs on the board after a 2-out error, and now this is going to be Bailey Springfield who reached on an error in her first at bat. Bailey waits on this one. Pops up, second baseman calling everyone off, and will squeeze it for the putout. But the Indians do add 2 more runs to the board. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
What if Mississippi's community and junior colleges didn't exist? You'd see a much different Mississippi, one without these degrees and the jobs that come from them. One where many would fail to get a higher education because affordable community and junior college is their only hope. We're in danger of this happening thanks to state budget cuts. In fact, Mississippi once ranked #1 in America's community and junior college systems. #1. But now has slipped out of the top 10, way out, which is already a consequence of budget cuts. So, what if community and junior colleges didn't exist? If budget cuts continue, we may well find out. Contact your legislator and tell them to support Mississippi's community and junior colleges.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here to start the bottom of the second inning. The ICC
Batting 3 Central, number 25.
With a 5-1 lead. And this is going to be Gartman, Johnson, and Barbram. 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for East Central. Lights are on. Sun is setting here in Fulton. An elimination game from the tournament. Both teams, though, however, will go ahead and advance to next week's region tournament as that pitch across for a strike. The determining factor of where that tournament will be the winner of this one.
Yeah, and obviously right now ICC's in the driver's seat for that one. A lot of softball left, and we've seen Bailey Springfield a lot this year, and she certainly had some dominant performances, but there are times where maybe if something doesn't go her way early in an inning, there's one negative about her. It sometimes allows that to linger, and it affects the way she pitches the rest of the inning.
That changeup hangs up there for a ball. I'm sorry if we're not talking as much as we normally do, folks. It's been a long day. We're trying to eliminate as much dead air as possible as that pitch inside corner for a strike. He's with the count now at 2-2.
Nothing wrong with just letting them watch every now and again,
Yeah.
That's the best thing they can do anyway.
This is what some people have probably got it on mute anyway, so they're probably enjoying the silence if they're not. 2-2 pitch coming from Springfield. This one hammered but foul.
Yeah, she got out in front of that. Bailey's still trying to live on that outside corner. Still trying to mix her pitches in as best she can. But we talked about shutdown innings. It's so important when your team gets a run, certainly even just one run, but especially they put up 2 or 3 runs. So important to come up and put a 0. Oswalt couldn't do that. We'll see. Bailey couldn't do it in the bottom of the first. Only gave up 1, but if she can put up a 0 here, then you really feel good about it. If East Central can get a run or 2 and they feel like they can get back in it, then they're going to hang around. That becomes dangerous to the Indians.
So 3-2 is the count now to Gartman, the first baseman. Bailey going to try to battle back here, and does so. Nicely done by Bailey Springfield. A Renaissance Bank strikeout there, and it's a big one.
Nothing fancy about it. Just elevates a rise ball and gets her to swing over the top of it. And
Number 12,
MACJC
Johnson.
Finished with one hand. Never really a good idea for that. And that's a big strikeout after falling behind in the count.
Second Renaissance Bank strikeout of the game, and Springfield zips that one across for strike 1. Well, baseball was swept after dropping the second game 5-1 at Hines. So they'll travel to East Central next week for the best of 3 series. 0-1 is the count. So any of those East Central baseball fans tuning in, see you next week.
One way or the other.
One way or the other, yeah. It would almost help us if it was at East Central, because we can be in 2 places at once.
You could.
But we want to host this thing. Region tournament.
Well, certainly, too, and you guess where you get a chance to punch your ticket to the national tournament.
Yep. So that pitch missing outside. Not a bad spot to miss with the 0-2 count. So now the count goes 1-2 with 1 out, and this is Johnson, the right fielder, at the plate.
Not much better feeling, I would think, than to clinch. You got to go to the World Series at your home field. Do it in front of your home fans.
Of course, the teams that make it to that region championship will advance to the national tournament, which will be down in Clinton. So that pitch missing. 2-2 now is the count.
So Bailey's still kind of laboring a little bit. Doesn't look like she's in real rhythm yet. Just kind of plodding through this lineup.
So the 2-2 pitch coming here. This one popped up. Vasquez in foul territory, squeezes it for out number 2. Nicely done by JoJo.
Yeah, the pitch got a lot of the plate. Kenzie Johnson just didn't do anything with it. Missed her barrel by quite a lot. And got the pop-up to Vasquez. And now, as we mentioned, no matter how it looks, if you can put that 0 up there after getting that big run, those big runs, it really does a lot. And now you're in a situation where you make another good pitch, you can get out of this without giving up anything.
That pitch, wow, missing 4 ball. This is Bartram, the DP at the plate, batting in that 8th spot. So 1-0 is the count, 2 outs. Nobody on here for East Central. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. ICC with a 5-1 lead. Springfield's pitch missing low. 2-0 now is the count. But now it's one of those where you think about it. 40, close to 50 games in the season. You've pitched 19, 21 games. Has Bailey, so eventually you got to get tired.
At some point you would think, and yeah, that's where that pitching depth does come into play. The teams that are at the top, they have that 1-2 punch. And if you don't, it's just really tough when you get into tournament play.
That pitch missing up. 3-1 now is the count here to Bartram.
Of course, if you're like Jones, you stay in the winner's bracket, you could throw one pitcher every day, and it won't matter.
Don't have to worry about it.
If they look like Carly Perk did today, then
yeah,
you can ride that for sure.
That pitch across for a strike. Now the count goes 3-2, and you're right, Carly Perk. You can understand why she's going to be at Memphis next year. She looked absolutely impressive in her first game today, and that's why Jones is probably watching back in the hotel right now, enjoying their night.
Sitting at 45-3, and they're going to play tomorrow, and you would expect to see her in the circle to start game 1 for sure, and if they get beat, probably to start game 2.
So that was a 2-out walk there to Bartram, and now this is going to bring up Parks, the number 9 batter here, the center fielder. And we talk about it. That's just kind of a pedigree of a team. You see teams, you're a Duke guy, you see teams, once they get to postseason play, just something kicks in. When you've been there, done that so many times, you just play with that extra sense of confidence.
There's a mentality, there's an expectation, and also, too, there's a calm about it, because this is nerve-wracking. I mean, look, that East Central Pearl River game, we talked about it, especially late, okay, look, whatever, you make a mistake, it's going to be key. A routine ground ball, and Kenyatta Moore does her job, runs from first to second, just gets in the way of the second baseman, Easton, and ball just goes into the outfield, and that ends up being the difference in the ball game. And so there's so much, every pitch is the biggest, every fly ball, every ground ball. Those teams that have been there, they have that experience, they can sort of overcome that and just slow the game down and pretend like it's the middle of the regular season.
That pitch across for a strike, 2-1. Well, they've got just a hitting contest going on between Jones and Meridian in baseball. 10-10, bottom of the 6th. Meridian's a team that's playing well in baseball right now late in the year. That pitch missing low for a ball. 3-1 now is the count.
The other team with good baseball history. Jones has been perhaps the best program in the state very recently. Meridian in the past has been very good as well. You'd think all the baseball talent around that part of the state, they ought to be.
So 3-1 is the count. Pitch coming in, loses her. So back-to-back two-out walks now from Springfield, and now they're going to looks like they're going to send Olivia Burns to the bullpen.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Betty just does not look like she's in the zone and she's as sharp, certainly, as she needed to be. I mean, East Central's not exactly hitting her at all. She's just issuing a couple of free passes, but she's throwing a lot of pitches, missing a lot of her spots, and she's falling behind counts. And give credit to these East Central hitters for being patient.
That ball going in foul territory. Macy Cox trying to make a diving effort that time, just couldn't come up with it. That was a kind of a rough landing over there in that foul, I guess.
The gravel.
Yeah,
so
the gravel, the brick territory.
Yeah, because at first Macy was going to have a shot at that, but then the more you watch, you knew she wasn't, and then I think she tried to hold up but couldn't.
So that first one fouled off for strike one. 0-1 is the count. Indians looking for the exit here, as this is Walters at the plate for East Central. Walters pops the bunt up. He's got a little backspin on it. Throw over is not in time. It's going to get away. That's going to allow a run to score. Is it going to allow two to score? Yes, it will, and the runner will end up at third.
We just talked about the teams that are going to go deep are going to be the teams that can make the plays. I'm surprised, first of all, Walters bunted this. This is a play right there where Bailey's got to make a good throw. She does it, and it rolls all the way down to the right field line. But that's where the two walks come back to hurt you. You get the first two out, nobody's on base. You're thinking, well, it's going to be an inning where you maybe cruise, and then you just can't find the strike zone. You lose two hitters, and then something like that happens, and that's what can happen. And now you force Coach Kurt to come out, and he's going to, I think, maybe just at least have to talk, maybe make a decision, and your 4-run lead is cut in half.
We'll take a break and be back with more right after this.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
And welcome back to action. No changes made here for the Indians. Coach Kurt just maybe coming out trying to calm them down. Looks like Olivia Burns will be heading out to the bullpen now, as she started to head out, was called back, and now she'll for sure head down to the bullpen. So, hey, East Central not going quietly into the night here. Able to push across 2 runs, answer the 2 runs that the Indians had in the top part of the inning.
Well, give them credit. It would be easy. It would be easy just to have some at-bats where you go up there and you just hack away and you help Springfield. Instead, they were patient. They allowed her to miss pitches out of the zone. They allowed her to struggle with her command. And then all of a sudden, you put the ball in play. Maybe she makes a mistake, and she does, and you get a 2-run error out of it, and you base hit. Now this is a 1-run game with a tying run on base.
So that first pitch missing for a ball. That one going to miss high as well. 2-0 now is the count. Springfield, just look at her body language right now, just not really into this ball game.
No, and it was a little bit like that on Friday too, but that was once she started to struggle, and you thought, well, okay, she gets out of it, she'll be okay bouncing around again. She has not really looked as good really from the start of this one. I mean, her command has been off. She's missing a lot of her spots, falling behind a lot. And she's fortunate, quite frankly, these East Central hitters have not been able to really tag her when she's leaving a couple of these pitches in the zone. Like that pitch right there from Madeline McMahon is a pitch you've got to drive into the outfield. And Bailey's getting a little lucky that they're just missing the barrel.
So that pitch fouled off. 2-2 now is the count. That 2-run error after those back-to-back walks haunting the Indians here. They're looking for the exit. Can they get out of this inning with minimum damage done? Runner at third. That pitch. And the entire infield was heading towards the dugout, and I think everybody except the home plate umpire thought that was strike 3.
And then something like that happens where you throw a pitch, you think it's a good one, you're going to get out of the inning, you don't get the call, and then now everything that's happened to her compounds, and now it's a full count.
This pitch popped up. Third baseman going to come over and make the play for the final out of the inning. Good job there. Nobody really calling it off, but Vasquez takes care of business. East Central gets 2 more runs on the board. We'll take a break. Be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Pawn, Kegel Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide proper diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your eye appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set here to move to the top of the third inning. It's 5-3. ICC over East Central. Jeremy, I'll tell you what this is going to have a vibe to, and it's probably going to make you have some bad flashbacks. Remember back in our TV 7 days, me, you, Ryan Whittington calling some, American Legion baseball at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning?
Yeah, let's not go there. That was rough. That would be starting about, 10 in the morning on a Saturday, and you walk out, at midnight. I don't think we're going to get that far, but,
number 10.
This, and we talked about this from the ICC perspective for a second. This is where you get a chance to maybe kind of put them away early. You're up 5-1, but walks and errors from Bailey Springfield, and suddenly this is, again, you got a game, and, East Central's only 2 behind.
This is Hannah Williams at the plate. She walked in her first at bat. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 batters 2 up. Williams, Vasquez, and Carnes. That first pitch across for a strike. 0-1 is the count. Here in the top of the third. That pitch missing outside. 1-1 now goes the count. Well, ICC hung 3 on the board. In the first, it was a 2-run double by Macy Cox that highlighted that inning. Then East Central got a 2-out RBI double by Scott to make it 3-1 as this pitch hit up the middle. A diving stop and couldn't find it. And that's going to be an error over there on the shortstop.
Kayla Beckham had a really good day at short. She's been really good all year. There's a hard hit ball in the 6 hole, and she just couldn't get to it and kicked it around. I think if she fields it cleanly, she's definitely going to have a chance to get the out. And so here you go again. I mean, if you're East Central, you say, look, can we get a 0 and keep this right where we need it to be?
That's going to be a sacrifice bunt. The throw over's in the dirt, and it gets away. Is this going to give a chance for a run to score? No, they're just going to put the runner over at third. So Vasquez will reach on the error and head over to second. Nice job by JoJo forcing the issue.
Yeah, it's a really good bunt, and we're just right now defensively seeing a couple teams that are not locked in. East Central, you can maybe give them an excuse that they just got through playing, they're a little bit tired, their focus is not there, and their defense has really let them down. And Oswald's making pitches to, at least in this inning, to get them out of it, but ICC give them credit. They're putting the ball in play and taking advantage.
And another thing, you look on the other side of the coin for ICC, they had championship dream aspirations and got beat up pretty bad by a pretty good Jones team, so they're it's equally tough coming off an emotional loss as an emotional win. ICC battling that motions of trying to, get re-fired up after having just about a 3-hour delay between games.
They are, and I'm sure there's maybe a little bit of a letdown too. They feel like East Central had to win in walk-off fashion in a game in extra innings, and so if you're at home, you feel like you're in good shape. And the other thing too, they're not getting anything out of their leader. Bailey Springfield, her body language is bad. She's struggling in the circle. She made the 2-run error. They need to get her to get back to being normal, because if she's as good as there is out there.
That pitch up high for a ball. 1-2 now goes the count.
And one thing that can help her cause is to keep scoring runs. You get 3 in the first, 2 in the second. You got 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out, and Madison Carnes batting for the second time. We're in the top of the third. We're going to get the top of the order for the third time through.
Carnes pops this one up, and it's going to be, what a catch! And that's going to, they're going to say she dropped it. No, they're going to say she caught it. What are they going to say?
She dropped that ball.
They're going to say she dropped it. I don't know. They're going to say, well, the infield umpire said.
Well, if she dropped it, this is a triple play and everybody's out.
Yeah.
She caught that.
She caught it.
There's first out. There's the second out. And you throw to
and
third.
They're going to throw it to third.
And this is going to be the third out of the inning. How is it only 2 outs?
Or did the run score?
Unless she tagged from third.
Okay, she must have tagged, so the run scores, and that is going to be a double play. What a great effort out there in right field.
McKenzie Johnson. That was outstanding.
We need clarification. Is it a run scored? It is a run. Thank you. Thank you.
So the run does score. That was Vasquez erased. Carnes erased on a great play. The run scores. That's Williams.
But McKenzie Johnson comes in. I thought she caught it at first, and then obviously the softball being kind of highlighter yellow.
Yeah, thank God.
Yes, she caught it, and then it was at the very top of her glove, and I think a lot of people thought.
Grounder to shortstop and in time.
Boy, that's a bang call over there at first, and Coach Kirk is not happy about that.
I think it was the right call. As Coach Kirk is going to get his money worth heading back to the dugout, so that is going to be a ground out there on Carnes. But ICC does get a run back, so 6-3 is your score. What a wild, wacky game we've got going right now. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For a limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message. Surrender to the toppings. Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza.
And welcome back to action, ladies and gentlemen, as we head now to the, bottom of the 800s. Bottom of the third. 6-3 is your score. This has just been a weird game.
It has, because you thought, that ICC had the advantage because they played earlier, they got beat. They've had a whole 3 hours to just kind of sit around and relax and then rest up and have to play in the heat of the heat, if you will. And
this is a shot out to right field, deep right field. Piper going over, nearly dropped that one. But Piper able to collect it and get out #1.
Boy, I don't feel really good with either team right now underneath the fly ball, except McKenzie Johnson had an incredible play. But to finish the thought we were talking about, you thought ICC was going to have the advantage for all the reasons we talked about. They come out and get 3 runs early, and you got Brady Springfield in the circle. You're thinking this is going to work out beautifully, and she's not pitched all that great. And the defensive errors have been an issue. Then East Central's making some defensive issues. ICC's hitting the ball well. And neither team, I think both coaches would argue, is playing particularly well. And Coach Kirk's just happy that his team has 3 more runs at this point.
6-3 is your score. 1 out. Bottom of the third inning. And this pitch popped up. It's going to get out of play. 0-2 now goes the count. This is Oman at the plate, correct?
Yes. Bailey Springfield could certainly use a 1-2-3 inning. We thought she was headed that way in the bottom of the second. And then all of a sudden issued 2 walks and then committed an error herself that scored both of those runs. Give credit to the ICC offense for picking her up, but they really could use her pitching well, getting into a rhythm, and being able to shut this East Central lineup down because it looks as though they're locked in offensively.
So 1-2 now is the count here. Springfield still in the circle. We saw there's strike 3. a big-time Renaissance Bank strikeout there. So 2 outs now. But we saw Burns get up in that last inning.
Number 6,
Bailey won't hang around in this one and try to just get some rhythm, get some confidence.
Just try to find a way to get, and look, even if you struggle early, if you get out of this, maybe put a couple of zeros up and, then let your offense kind of hang around and do their thing, then all of a sudden you could make this a much better ball game than we thought about, say, 15 or 20 minutes ago. But same situation she was in last inning, got a couple of easy outs, and then all of a sudden couldn't find the strike zone, 2 walks, and then that 2-run error. So hopefully for her sake, she can settle down, relax, and make good pitches.
Big swing and a miss there by Scott. And Scott's she's had a pretty good tournament. She had a double that drove in a run, but a nice play to cut down the second runner, 9-2 to end the inning. So now she's behind the count 0-2. Got to protect the dish here.
She had those 3 hits in game 1, 2. She's been really good out there at second base.
That pitch up high for a ball. 1-2 now goes the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This pitch popped out of play, and it'll be a foul ball. We'll stay at 1-2 with 2 outs and nobody on. The winner of this game will play tomorrow at 1 o'clock against Jones. They'll have to beat Jones twice to earn the state championship of the tournament, and if you do that, you have truly earned it.
No doubt about that. That is a team that is 45-3 on the year, and it would be one thing if this were not a really tough league, but it is.
Yeah.
4 of the top 10 teams in the country, and a league that has such history and has such a great reputation, and for them to be able to run through it like they have has been most impressive.
Big swing and a miss there for Springfield to end the inning. Another Renaissance Bank strikeout.
Well, maybe Bailey's finally finding her rhythm a little bit. Got the 1-2-3 inning, got the strikeout, good pitch on the outside corner, and finally a 0 in this inning.
You could say it's about the clubs. You could say it's about the ball. You could even say it's about the course or the weather. But what it really comes down to is consistency and hard work. Over and over and over again. At Renaissance, we understand consistency. We understand hard work. Most importantly, we understand you. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you.
So you took Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest pizza that has the most cheese and pepperoni at the nation's best price and then stuffed more cheese into the crust?
Yep, it's got 3 feet of cheese stuffed in the crust.
Huh.
Added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to the pizza with the most cheese. They added more cheese to their pizza with
Poor
the
guy.
most cheese.
Couldn't wrap his mind around all that cheese.
They added.
Get a large Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest stuffed crust pepperoni pizza for $9.
Pizza.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
And welcome back now as we head to the top of the 4th inning. And this is going to be Meg Sullivan to start us off here. ICC leading 6-3 over East Central. The winner of this game advances to tomorrow's championship series. They'll also host the region tournament. So ICC trying to pick up some insurance runs here. Sullivan swings on that inside pitch, fouls it off for strike 1. Well, our first 3-up, 3-down inning came in the bottom of the 3rd. That was a pair of Renaissance Bank strikeouts for Bailey Springfield. I've got that as 4 strikeouts in the contest. That changeup missing.
And now the task, if you're Caitlin Oswald, is to do the same thing Bailey Springfield did. You may not have to look great, may not be dominant, but you got to keep your team in it. If East Central's going to come back and win this one, they're going to have to keep them ICC at 6 runs and then just chip away over their last 12 outs in order to, finish this contest. And it's been tough for Oswald. She's made some pitches at times, but also a little bit like Bailey, she left some pitches up and struggled with her command.
So 2-1 is the count here to Sullivan. Meg Lifts this one, trouble, and the center fielder can't get to it. Hit a drop. Meg is going to look for 3, and she'll get there. Then the ball gets away, but she's going to stay put. Nicely done there by Meg Sullivan. Triple.
429 in the year, and man, did she hammer this ball. Molly Parks gives it a great effort, almost comes up with a diamond catch, and then the speed of Sullivan gets her all the way to third. And that's what you expect from ICC in this situation. Continue to bring the bats, put some pressure on Oswald. Pitch was left over the heart of the plate, and Sullivan absolutely crushed it to right center field.
So now this is going to bring up Samantha Conley, who is 0 for 2 here. An RBI opportunity for Sam. That pitch right down the Broadway for a strike.
So now if you're Conley, your only objective right now, just do whatever you can to get Sullivan home. You'll continue to play for 1 run. Just add to it.
So that first pitch going for a strike. That one on that outside corner, snap throw down to third. Sullivan gets back standing up without an issue. 1-1 is the count. So the Indians would love to push across this run here. No outs in the inning. 1-1 is the count here to Sam. Conley fouls that one off. And 1-2 now goes the count.
Good pitch on that outside corner there by Oswald. At times she's hit her spots and located pretty well. But unfortunately, that's been mixed in with some pitches where she's just lost command of it, some mistakes she's made as well. And you make a lot of mistakes in this ICC lineup, they can make you pay.
So a little break in the action, got to tie her shoe over there.
Boy, getting Kayla Beckham to tie her shoe.
I mean,
I asked you the pitcher, you know.
You want to no hand injuries, maybe not getting dirt on you.
Yeah, I guess why not, you know.
That's what you call the ultimate teammate right there. So 1-2 is the count. Change up, waited on it, ground ball over to third. The throw over is in time. 5-3 on the putout. Good job there just to kind of glance back at Meg, keep her there.
Perfectly done by Madeline McMahon, and that's another issue where Sam Conley's got to figure out a way to get that ball middle to the right side. Pitches down and away, and she didn't wait on it, but she took that pitch exactly where Oswald wanted her, and it keeps the runner at third base and records the first out of the inning.
Now the pride of Pell City, Alabama will be coming to the plate. That's going to be Mackenzie Piper. She reached on a fielder's choice, reached on an error, takes that pitch for a strike. That error did allow 2 runs to score back in the second. 4 errors so far in the contest for East Central, and let's be honest, a lot of those are just, I was tired.
I think those are certainly fatigue errors, no question.
So 0-1 is the count. Piper shows bunt. Squeeze play. They're going to go over to first, and that's going to get the run to score. Big time play there for the Indians.
And that's what you want to do, is just keep plugging up runs and adding to it. Perfectly executed squeeze bunt. And I thought a really good decision, too, by McMahon. Just look, you're not going to get Meg Sullivan at home. You got to throw it over to first base. You know, you're disappointed to give up that run, but you got to get the out. And if you're ICC, that triple, you get the run in. And now, if you don't get anything else, say you scored in all 4 innings, but you give yourself a chance to maybe get another two-out rally going.
Now this is Macy Cox. She is 2 for 2 in the contest. She had a 2-run single back in the first and singled and was left stranded back in the second. So 2 outs in the inning, nobody on here. That pitch missing low and outside for a ball. 2-0 now is the count here on Macy Cox, the first baseman. I don't know if Bill's watching, the PR director over at East Central. Bill, if you are, let me know if you know what time we're going to play baseball Thursday at your place.
Couldn't do that over a text or an email?
No. I don't ever got a microphone in. the East Central field over down there, probably watching to keep up with the softball game. 2-1 pitch coming. It's up for a ball.
We'll know if you get a text pretty quickly
Yes.
if he's listening or not.
Well, I got about a 30, 45-second delay, so. Or he could be one of those that's watching with the mute on.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't blame him at this point.
Not at all. 3-1 is the count. Macy Cox delivers this one, foul out of play. And now the count goes 3-2. Well, the first pitch of the day came at 12:58. It is now 8:10.
It's been a long day, certainly, and unfortunately, Mother Nature intervened. We would have been able to do this yesterday, and today would have been a little bit different. And instead, moved back a day, but couldn't have asked for better weather. 85 and sunny. Everybody gets to work on their tan out there.
Yeah, I can tell already I've been sunburned up here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. One good thing, though, is with us being out here so long today, you're working for free. Bad thing for me, I'm on salary, so.
Yeah. Slip that in there. I don't think that's happening. But.
Jeremy just walked off the broadcast extremely angry. 3-2 is the count. That pitch missing low, and that'll be a free pass issued to Macy Cox.
You still wondered if Russo's injured, even if that's the case, and you understand they don't start her, you still wonder how long they go with Oswald. Anna Norris and Madison York are the only two pitchers who have any innings whatsoever other than Russo and Oswald. Norris has only pitched 7 2/3 innings all year. Madison York has only pitched 2 innings all year. So they certainly don't have anything other than Russo and Oswald. The only question is, how far do you go with Oswald? And certainly not conceding, but if she continues to struggle, you're going to have to make a change at some point. If Russo's hurt, then it could get real dicey for East Central in the circle.
So 2 outs in the inning. This is going to be Bailey Springfield at the plate. That pitch across for a strike. Bailey reached on an error back in the first. It was the error on second. Then she popped up to second. So everything Bailey's hitting with the pitches going away, has been over to the right side of the field. So 0-1 is the count here to Springfield. Looks at that pitch low. Snap throw is not down as Macy dives back safely. One of those old school. Want to get that jersey dirty. Let them know you played.
Nothing wrong with that. Let's get back over there.
Good news for Mama, though. You ain't got to clean it anymore now that she's playing college.
Yeah, they have definitely people that will do that.
That pitch inside, ball gets away, and Cox will head over to second. Was she going on the pitch?
She did a good job recognizing it, got her secondary lead, saw the pitch was in the dirt, headed for second base. So that wild pitch ends up getting her in a scoring position. And Bailey got that 0 in the bottom of the third. She could really feel good about herself, and she could pick up a key 2-out hit, get that 5-run lead back.
2-1 pitch coming. Springfield sends it out to center field. It's going to drop it. It's going to get away. That's going to allow the run to score. Springfield is going to hold up at second.
That's the second time Marlene Parks has misjudged the ball. She came in earlier, tried to catch one, basket style, and dropped it. And this one was hit basically just right to her. She just comes at it. She's going to make the catch. Instead, she gets a bad read, waits on it, and allows it to bounce right by her. And Springfield gets an RBI out of that. ICC scored 2 runs in this inning, and Marley Parks has had a tough game out there in center field. And when you do that, the ball's going to find you more often than not.
So we're going to call that a single advance on the air?
That is correct.
Okay. If that is the case, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 errors now on East Central. And as we said, we're not trying to just rub salt in the wound. We're actually being sympathetic as they are just exhausted. Played an 85-degree temperature, 8-inning game, a very hard-fought, emotional game against a very good Pearl River squad. And now you're kind of starting to see the fumes run out here for East Central.
Yeah, and that's, I think, another reason why Oswald's still in the circle. I mean, at this point, certainly, I have to believe that Russo, the ball she took off her foot against Pearl River is not to where she can pitch. And if that's the case, you certainly understand that. But then, that's what we talked about. They're not exactly very deep at all. And you don't want to leave Oswald in there to just pitch and pitch and pitch. But that's maybe what we're seeing. Only 2 other pitchers have even innings all year, and combined, they have 9 2/3 innings pitched.
And that was a smart move by Andy in that game where against Jones he saw where, okay, this one's kind of no longer in doubt. So he was able to get Macy Cox in, was able to get Mackenzie Toombs in to keep Bailey fresh for this game.
Yeah, and because you win this one, and then, we don't know about tomorrow. I mean, probably going to be Olivia Burns or Mackenzie Bailey in game 1, and then obviously the other one if they push and if necessary, and that's the luxury ICC has that East Central right now doesn't, because again I just think maybe that foot injury to Russo just playing it out.
There's a shot over the head of a leaping third baseman. The ball gets away once again. Bailey Springfield will come around to score. And that will be a double for the Indians. Well, the hits just could keep coming here.
That, I think, is going to finally be it for Oswald. Just not much more she can do, exhausted as she is. And so she'll head out. And good piece of hitting, pitch on the outside corner. As a lefty, that's what you want to do. You want to hammer it down the left field line, and they do. And we are going to get a pitching change. And this is not going to be Russo.
We'll take a break and come back and let you know who the new pitcher is right after this. And this word from Choice Pawn.
Need money now? Get a Choice Pawn loan on things you already own, like guns, boats, campers, trailers, recreational vehicles, and just about everything else. Get a loan from Choice Pawn in Fulton and Tupelo. Get cash today. ChoicePawn.com.
Wow. Sonic Nights is the highlight of the summer.
Oh, yeah. There's probably some pretty big names here checking out these half-price floats.
Oh, everyone who's anyone is here tonight. Look, there are those 2 guys.
What are they famous for?
Huh. I think for eating here all the time.
Are we good at eating here or what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on.
For limited time, get real ice cream slushes, shakes, and floats half price after 8 p.m. during Sonic Nights. This is how you Sonic.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 9-3 is your score. We do have a Choice Pawn pitching change. Jeremy, tell us who the new pitcher is and tell us about some of her Sonic stats.
Pitcher is number 8, Anna Norris, one of the 2 that I mentioned. Sophomore, making her 6th appearance on the year. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts. Has a .91 ERA, but you're going to be in a real tough spot. ICC seems to be locked in. This East Central team is having some defensive issues behind the pitcher in the circle. Indians seem to be really locked in, and Norris, good chance for her to get some innings in, get some work in case they need to call upon her for an out or an inning, sometime next week maybe. But you're in a situation now where Russo's obviously, that clearly tells you Russo can't pitch.
Yeah.
They're not going to hold her, not going to put her back in there with that ball hitting off her foot.
And let's hope she's okay.
Certainly, because she's really good and was really good against Pearl River for those 5 innings. And now, if you're ICC though, blood in the water, runner at second base, time to really put this one away.
Vasquez at the plate, takes that first pitch high for a ball. Now if you're ICC, you want to start thinking, okay, 2 more runs. We can call this an early night, get back in the dorm, get rested up, and see if we can put something together against a very good Jones team next to Monday at 1.
Yeah, and especially, too, if Bailey can, that's a wild pitch, and we'll get runner over to third base. But especially if Bailey can pitch pretty well, I mean, get the 6 outs. If you do end up picking up the 2 more runs to have that run rule victory. If Bailey can pitch and finish this thing out, you save everybody, and tomorrow you can start fresh, and all of a sudden your pitching is in no worse spot than Jones.
So 2-0 is the count now here to Vasquez. She's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a grounder to the shortstop, throw over in the dirt, and it gets away, and another run will score. Another error for East Central, and it's just a tough night here for East Central.
Yeah, this is just unfortunately kind of where we are, and it's a play by Beckham. You see it here, waits on it, makes it throw over just in the dirt, and gets away. It's going to be an E6, and now you're talking about 1 run away from being in the run rule. Now, obviously, Central gets 6 outs left to try and do something with it, but this has just been real frustrating if you're an East Central fan.
So 2 outs now. This is going to be Madison Carnes, who had a double, takes that first pitch for a strike. She also scored a run. She hit into a very unique double play after a beautiful diving catch out there in right field. It was a F9-6 double play. That was back in the 3rd inning. So now Carnes at the plate with a runner at second. And that's going to be a flare out to right field. And that's going to go for a hit. Are they going to try to score the run? Yes, they will. So now the Indians had another run on the board, and there's your 8.
Boy, Madison Carnes is really singing in this ball game. She's hit some balls extremely hard. That one a pitch on the outside corner, and she just rips it into right field for an RBI single. And this is the ICC team that we've seen all year that can really hit the cover off the softball. And as we talked about, Norris just doesn't have that many innings pitched. And right now you're seeing that a little bit, but at this point you leave her in, let her pitch and see if you can get some innings, and no harm, no foul.
11-3 now is your score. Runner over at first, and this is going to be Corey Childs at the plate. One thing you'd like to see ICC do is get some confidence in Corey Childs in this at bat. Not saying she's played bad, but she's been a little tough in that leadoff position.
Yeah, ain't been able to get on base like we see, and there you go right there.
And that's going to be a throw over. That's going to be an infield hit, as that was just a blistering shot off the glove of the third baseman.
Almost a terrific play. McMahon does a good job of getting a glove on it, and it rolls right to Beckham, who makes a great throw to first, but Childs is just too quick to get down the line for that throw to beat her. And now you're back to the top of the order. They have batted 4 times in this ball game. And Meg Sullivan, that gaudy average up there, and you look at the scoreboard, a real crooked number here in the top of the 5th.
Meg started this inning with a triple, came around to score on a sacrifice bunt, takes that pitch high for a ball.
So this would be her, what, 5th at bat?
4th.
4th at bat?
Yep.
I had it right, okay.
So they do have a pitcher getting loose for East Central. 11-3 is the score. That pitch inside corner. I think that strike zone is going to expand a little bit.
It should. It absolutely should. There's no reason at this point for you to either team to take pitches close. And is Madison York down there for East Central, the only other pitcher that's had innings this year.
This pitch popped up. Right fielder going to go back and will squeeze this one for the putout, and that will end the inning. But the Indians do hang a 5 spot on the board to take a 11-3 lead. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast on Let'sGoICCTV.com is presented by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Food Giant, the Sonic of Fulton, your Etowah County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox, the ICC BSU, Bank of Okolona, Legend Sports Grill, the ICC Wesley Foundation, Choice Palm, Cagle Eye Center, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the ICC Alumni Association, and the ICC Foundation.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.
Gotta be hoops and wings.
Nah, subs.
Wings all day.
How about a sub?
Dude, wings.
Nah.
Really?
Gotta have ice cold Coke.
I'll drink to that.
Now that's how it's done.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the 4th inning. A 5-run top half of the inning helps ICC take an 11-3 lead. And we're just saying this, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving all the credit to East Central. They're out here battling, obviously exhausted, and it's showing in their fielding. This is a good fielding team.
Yeah.
But they're fighting. They're trying to find a way in here, but you can only ask your body to do so much.
Yeah, and I think, too, you look up at ICC, and they've done their job. I mean, 3 runs in the top of the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, and it looked like they were going to get just 1 more in the 4th. They got those last 4 runs with 2 outs.
Yeah.
And, you know, Oswalt was left out there. She had pitched a lot today, didn't have a lot left. They can't go to Russo because of we assume, and I think it's an educated assumption because of the ball she took off the foot in the Pearl River game, and now you're in a situation where you're throwing pitchers that have combined pitched fewer than 10 innings all year.
That pitch hangs up for a ball. Swung on and missed for strike one. Right now, if you're Bailey, just put the ball and fill up the strike zone.
Yes, you got to throw strikes, and they need her to work herself out of this little funk. As I mentioned, Friday she pitched for I guess everybody else you would say she pitched pretty well, but for her and the numbers and the season she's had, she struggled a little bit on Friday, and right now she's still struggling with her command. I don't know if it's a mechanical thing they'll take a look at. They need her to finish this out in a strong manner.
2-1 is the count now, and this one fouled back will go to 2-2. 11-3 is your score. ICC on top in this one, trying to make it an early night here, get home, get rested up, and don't want to say a miracle, but just pull off something very memorable. They've done it before. They've already beat Jones twice on the year, but Jones is playing really good softball right now. That pitch must have missed low. That was not an 11-3 pitch call there.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You want to tell these batters, hey, look, if it's close, you need to swing away in an 11-3 ball game. But
3-2 pitch, foul back off the netting.
To your point about Jones, you're right, and they've been really good all year. Obviously, only have 3 losses, but they're
starting to hit their stride.
Yeah,
again.
There's something about kind of gearing up for that postseason stretch, and boy, they have looked. At least in the circle, they looked really good today, and obviously they did a good job coming back against Pearl River on Friday.
This is going to be a shot, and it's going to drop for a base hit. Credit East Central, they're not going quietly into the night in this one.
Allie Gartman works the count full, pitch on the outer half, just gets enough to serve it into right field. And I think Mackenzie Piper didn't want to dive and turn a single into a double or even a triple, and does a good job just to keep that in front of her. But the story, I think, right now is just it really is going to be Bailey Springfield. And if she can kind of work herself out of this, and this has not been her best outing by any stretch, and if she can keep East Central where they are.
Johnson shows bunt, pulls back, and swings wildly for strike one. 0-1 is the count. No outs and a runner over at first. That's Gartman. Johnson popped up in foul territory to third.
You got Mackenzie Johnson squaring around to bunt.
And that change up dropped in for a strike. 0-2 now is the count. That pop up to third was her first at bat of the game, I should have said. So 0-2 is the count. There's a dribbler up the middle, chance at a double play. There's one. And can't turn two as it was dropped that time. I apologize for switching over too quick. So that turns into a fielder's choice. 1-6 on the putout of Gartman.
But you do get the lead runner, and that's something that's important. And Springfield did a good job. The throw took Sternisha a little bit more towards the third base side of that bag than she wanted. If she makes a good throw, there's a chance to get that double play. I'm still not certain they do. Most importantly, they got the lead runner.
That pitch across for a strike, as this is Barbaram at the plate. She walked and was part of those 2 runs that scored in the bottom of the second after a throwing error by Springfield. And that pitch across for a strike. There you go. That's what you want to do right now. Just attack, attack, attack.
And that's, yes. And, look, it's easier said than done. We talk about it all day, just come in and throw strikes. But, that's what you have to do in this situation. And I'm still, curious about the kind of the strategy, and everything is away to the right-handers. And I think that's what's going to be really interesting, as we talked about with Carly Perk. She did that today, and certainly she was electric. But we've also seen her pitch inside at times and be successful. And I'm curious tomorrow, when we assume she takes the circle, if she does that same thing, it becomes a little more aggressive at pitching inside, or if she just decides to hang out and pitch to the outside corner.
That pitch fouled back out of play. And 1-2 stays the count with 1 out here. There's a shot up the middle. It's going to get past the diving shortstop. And that'll go for a base hit. Nicely done. Back-to-back hits now. Or excuse me, that was not a back-to-back hit, as it was a fielder's choice, but Barblum just went with the pitch and put it out there where they aimed.
Yeah, that's a really good job. Barblum didn't try to do too much, kept her hands back, got the barrel out front, and a really good effort out there at shortstop by Rachel Sternisha, but just couldn't quite get the glove down, and you got a couple of runners on base, only one down in this inning, and East Central trying to stay alive and make sure we play more than 5 innings.
So 1 out in the inning. Runners on first and second here for EC. 11-3 is your score. This pitch popped up, and an opportunity here for the first baseman. Yes, she does. Come over and make the play. Thought about trying to tag up. Boy, that would have been ballsy if they would have tried to tag up on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that would have worked out real well. That's a good pitch. I mean, Bailey comes right at her, and the pitch just pops straight up. Now you get to the top of the order, though, and you're Bailey. This is where you got to bear down. You got to make a good pitch and keep Walters from knocking in a run.
This pitch fouled back off the netting for strike 1. 0-1 is the count here. Walters, top of the lineup, reached on an error that allowed 2 runs to score. She's also walked in her 2 plate appearances. 11-3 is your score. ICC with the lead here in the bottom of the 4th. This pitch popped up. Conley going to chase back, and it gets out of play. Actually lands on top of us here in the ICC Foundation broadcast booth. Look at Raphael. Johnny on the spot, showing you where the ball ended up. 0-2 is the count. Yep, that's how tired / delusional / whatever we are.
/ delusional. I think you could have stopped there.
0-2 now is the count. 2 outs. Runners on first and second here for EC. They trail 11-3. Pitch coming. Somebody just needs to go whisper in the umpire's ear that it's 11-3, 8:30 at night, and they've been out here since about 10 in the morning.
It has been a long day. No question
there's some
about
borderline
that.
pitches that not going the way of the pitchers on both teams. So at least he's staying consistent. And this is a shot. And it's going to be in the glove of the left fielder. Nice job out there by Hannah Williams to collect that one for the final out of the inning. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
At Food Giant, serving you is our #1 priority. We offer the freshest produce, highest quality meats, tasty baked goods, and the best meats and cheeses in our deli department. At Food Giant, you'll always find a staff member eager to help you find exactly what you need. Freshness, variety, value. Shop Food Giant today with several locations in North Mississippi.
The new extra most bestest pizza from Little Caesars is topped with the most cheese and the most pepperoni for the nation's best price. And now for a secret message.
Surrender to the toppings.
Incredible! Extra most bestest, the most cheese and most pepperoni for just $6.
Pizza, pizza.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11-3 is your score. ICC with the lead. It'll be Conley, Piper, and Cox due up here for the Indians. Well, if you're ICC, you would like to pick up 1, maybe 2 runs in this inning to give you a little bit of breathing room just in case East Central's fans heat up, which they haven't been doing bad this game. They just haven't been able to push across very many runs.
Yeah, and obviously, too, you know, with Bailey having some command issues and not being as sharp, you want to be able to get out of here as quickly as you can. And you talked about get back to the dorms, relax, go to sleep, and be ready to get after tomorrow because Jones has been – they've been hanging out for a while, just watching everybody play and know that they don't have anything else to do today, and they get right on in there tomorrow.
That first pitch across for a strike, and this is going to be a ground ball. Third baseman scoops it, throws over in time for the putout. Well done over there at third.
The C Central team can be a tough out in that region tournament. They really can. Now they gotta get Russo healthy, and Oswald's gonna have to be really good. But they're solid defensively, particularly left side.
Yeah, there's thing about that team. They're just a break or maybe a big hit away from making something happen. A very sophomore-heavy team, number 10 in the country, not by a fluke.
Right.
Just out of gas here tonight. That pitch just a bit high for a ball.
And the one thing they are missing, I think, is kind of that dominant starter. Oswald is solid. Rousseau is solid. They both have some of their issues, though, with command. It's still amazing. Oswald's giving up 15 home runs on the year with the kind of stuff she has. And then Russo, I thought she looked pretty good against Pearl River before she got hit in the foot on that line drive and had to come out of the ball game. And they also, and not a lot of teams have a third pitcher. It's really a big deal if you've got two that are sort of equal, like ICC's got, like Jones has got. But they could get a really good outing out of Oswald or Russo. They're going to be a tough out next week.
So 1-1 is the count with one out. This is Mackenzie Piper at the plate. And that's going to be a shot up the middle. And the center fielder's going to boot it around. Piper's going to try to get to second, and she will. Relook at that here on the Little Caesars instant replay.
No question. Mackenzie Piper able to rip this one, and Marley Parks just has had a rough night. I don't know if she gets the second without that bobble. You want to be generous, you give her a double, but
I'm going to give her a double because poor Parks, like you said, she's just out there trying her best, and that one just took a funky hop and kicked it around. This is going to drop into the glove of the first baseman. And now there's two outs. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm giving her a single and an error. I just can't do that. I'm one of those people. Yeah, you want to bad stats sometimes, but I just can't. Like, I'll go home and just feel guilty for that, in all honesty. And a lot of people say I'm way too mean when it comes to errors. But she booted that one around to allow her to get to second.
Yeah, and Parks, as we talked about, when you're having a tough night, the ball's going to find you, and it still is, even in the top of the fifth inning. And so you have to make sure you're alert out there. And baby, we mentioned that insurance. Boy, she can play a big part in that with a hit here.
Talk about those insurance runs. We talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. That pitch right down the middle for a strike. Joey, whether it be home, auto, or life, he's the guy you need to go see for all your insurance needs. He's located at the Farm Bureau Agency right there on South Adams Street, the former ICC All-American in football, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics. Springfield blisters one. Nice grab over there at third base, and that's going to do it. 5-3 on the putout. ICC does put a runner on second, but cannot get that run across. 3 outs away from calling this one a night here in Fulton. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com.
The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely they are to develop diabetic retinopathy. If left untreated, diabetic retinopathy can lead to blindness. That's why it's important for diabetics to have a comprehensive eye examination with dilation once a year. I'm Dr. Laurie Cagle of Cagle Eye Center in Fulton. We offer comprehensive eye exams to provide diagnosis and treatment of various eye diseases. Browse our large selection of frames available in prescription and non-prescription. Call to schedule your appointment today at Cagle Eye Center in Fulton.
That is, for me, one of the greatest attributes about ICC, because it was challenging. It's still challenging in the classroom, but the classes are small enough where you know the teacher by name, the teacher knows you by name, and you're not just another number. The teachers you can talk to them, and they know you, and they know kind of what your needs are, where you struggle in class, where you excel in class, and they give you office hours, and you can go by at any point in time. And I know I had a friend at one point and her grandmother had passed away, and she had a test the next morning. And the teacher said, well, meet me up here at 9 o'clock at night. And that's just something that you get at ICC that you won't get anywhere else.
Well, I believe we're down to the...
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we're down to the final 3 outs here. Well, I say that. Down to the final 3 outs with 1 run by East Central to extend this ball game. We're in the bottom of the 5th. ICC leading 11-3. Kind of a gut check time here for East Central. What do you got left in you? Can you battle through this fatigue, this frustration to extend this game?
Yeah, really, and obviously too, then you throw it on the ICC side. You say, okay, Billy Springfield, pretend like this is not an 8-run game. Pretend this is a 1-run game. Can you mentally overcome, the struggles previously in this ball game, and can you treat this like, hey, look, we gotta get this without giving up anything. The game's over. Now, obviously, if you give up 1 run, you're okay if you're ICC, but you sort of try to play mind tricks with yourself and pretend like, hey, we got to get a 0 out of this to win the ball game. Could be real big for her if ICC holds on tomorrow or certainly next week.
So this is going to be McMahon at the plate here. Looks like Mackenzie Toombs is heading to the bullpen. Shows bunt, fouls it off for strike 1. That one came off the leg of Samantha Conley, so the home plate umpire is going to come up and dust off the plate and allow Sam a chance to collect herself. Conley has pretty much been the catcher for ICC this year after Yates kind of, not necessarily an arm injury, but just an arm injury, if that makes any sense. I know that doesn't make any sense, but the home plate umpire going to come up one more time and give Samantha a chance to catch her breath. It's not one of those that knock you out, but one of those that just kind of sets you back. Is that pitch in the dirt? 1-1 now is the count. McMahon, Beckham, and Oberman due up here for East Central. 11-3 is the lead for ICC here in the bottom of the 5th. That pitch across for a strike. 1-2 now goes the count. Remind you that the championship game is scheduled for 1 o'clock Monday. If there's any changes to those times, you can follow them on Twitter. I do believe we're going to stay strong at that 1 o'clock mark.
Weather does look pretty good.
Yep. That pitch missing low for a ball. 2-2's the count.
Be a lot like today, I think. Maybe not quite as hot.
Let's hope not.
A lot like today. A lot of sun out there. No chance of rain. Well, we'll see if that changes, but
yeah,
at least right now, that's the idea.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, no out as McMahon leads us off here. A little slow roller. That's going to be foul. And we'll stay at 2-2. Let's give credit where credit's due. We talked about it, and we're going to keep talking about it in this situation as Shelby Newsom has come in to play first base for the Indians this inning. East Central could have easily kind of just laid down this one, come up half-hearted swings, but they're battling.
They are, and this was a 5-3 game going to the top of the 3rd inning, and then they made a play to make it 6-3, and then they couldn't get anything in the bottom of that 3rd, and then that's where it really broke, and the ICC put this thing away in the top of the 4th inning. But they were in this for the first 2.5 innings.
This pitch popped up a mile high. Conley going to drift back near the netting and will squeeze it for the out. Nicely done that time by Conley. Take a look at that on the Little Caesars instant replay. That's not an easy play for a catcher.
No, it's not. It was hit a mile high, and then you're also going towards the East Central fans in their dugout. And you've got a catcher's mitt, too, which is not really conducive to catch a ball like that, like a normal glove or a first baseman's mitt. Always tough for those catchers and really impressive when they make a play like that.
So now this is going to be Beckham at the plate. She's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 1 out. Change-up missing inside for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Beckham. Oberman is on deck. She's 1 for 2 with a single. Fastball across. 1-1 now goes the count.
Once again, pitch on that outside corner. Able to catch the zone.
So 1-1 is the count. Pitch coming. And there's strike 2. Nicely done that time by Bailey Springfield.
Be a good time for her to find some rhythm and get some confidence back. They're going to need her tomorrow. No question about it if they're able to hang on tonight.
So winning the 1-2 offering here from Springfield. 1 out, nobody on. Pitch coming, foul back, and we'll do it all over again. Well, East Central, we talked about it the first day. We'll talk about it again tonight. Very good team with 2 strikes on them to, if not make contact, foul it off to keep at-bats alive.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the name of the game. Just frustrate pitchers with 2 strikes, battle up there, be tough outs. Can really frustrate pitchers if you're up there just constantly fouling pitches off with 2 strikes.
The 1-2 pitch coming here from Springfield, and it's going to be outside. 2-2 now is the count with 1 out and nobody on. So 2-2 is the count. Beckham at the plate, trying to spark a rally here. 1 run will extend the contest. ICC leading 11-3, bottom of the 5th. Nice job that time by Beckham. Just fought that one off to foul it off and keep that bat alive. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah.
She fouled the pitch back.
Thank you. That's all. I tried to.
Right there to the net.
Yeah. Fought it off, fouled it off to keep that bat alive.
She fought hard to foul it off.
Thank you. I'll let you do the rest of the game. Goodbye. So the 2-2 pitch coming. And that one missing just low. Nice location on the inside. Now the count goes 3-2.
And Bailey that time, I think her arm angle just kind of gave up on it. It's almost, that downward angle. Good at bat for Kayla Beckham. Chance to draw a full count walk.
Right here for Bailey, you got to bring your best. 3-2 is the count. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. Springfield getting set to deliver. And swung on and missed for strike 3.
Well, that was her best, right down the heart of the plate. Beckham just missed it. And now Indians need 1 out to finish this one and get themselves a rematch with the Jones Bobcats tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully, if you're an ICC fan, it's 2. If you're a Jones fan, you want to get 1, get a championship, and get gone.
So with 2 away now, that was the 5th Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. Of the game, I should say, for Bailey Springfield. But now this is going to be Oatman at the plate. Oatman has been kind of a tough out throughout this entire series for everybody. She's 1 for 2 with a single. Takes that pitch low in the dirt for a ball.
Oatman out of Caledonia, Columbus High School.
Batting in that 4 spot, catching. That pitch missing outside. Here's something else, though. You got to give credit to Oatman. A lot of people don't realize just how tough it is to be a catcher. She was catching in 85.
Yeah, she caught.
And she's catching this one as well, so tough as a pine knot, as they would say.
Yeah, caught both ends of a doubleheader. That is brutal.
So 2-0 pitch coming, and it's in there for a strike. 2-1 now goes the count.
That's where you got to live right there if you're Bailey. You got Rachel Stranisha. Boy, is she not even in your screen right now. There you go. Boy, that is 6-hole for sure.
So this pitch popped back and out of play. 2-2 now goes the count.
So you see that if you're Oatman. You know what? I'm going to try to go back up the middle, and you've got a big-time gap just to the left of the second base bag.
When you said Rachel Stranisha, I thought you were going to ask where she was, as in, is she on the bench?
Yeah, she's not even in your screen right now, just so deep in that 6-hole.
2-2 pitch coming. This one lifted. Corey Childs is going to go up and make the play, and that'll do it. Childs will wrap this one up after the fly ball out to center field, and the Indians pick up the win. Not only do they advance to the championship game, but they will host next week's region tournament here in Fulton with the victory tonight as well. 11-3 is your final score. We're going to roll right into the Renaissance Bank post-game report as ICC picks up the win 11-3 here over East Central in the nightcap. They'll face Jones tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Jeremy, your thoughts on this game?
Well, really good performance by ICC. Obviously, offensively, Bailey, we talked about her struggles. 3 zeros in her last 3 innings. Came out and did her job. East Central didn't really threaten to score in the last couple of innings. Still going to be really curious to see how she handles pitching again tomorrow, but ICC did what they needed to do. They came out, they got a big lead early. They put that big 5 spot on the board in the 4th to put it away. And we thought we were going to get that matchup between ICC and Jones for the championship. We do, and real tough task for ICC tomorrow to have to beat them twice.
Absolutely. You see a great sign of sportsmanship here between the two teams gathering up. Now, East Central, this is not in their season. They will advance to next week's region tournament right back here in Fulton as well. ICC wins it by this final score of 11-3. That's going to do it for our broadcast. And Jeremy, almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
As we're wrapping this one up the day. The first pitch came at 12:58. As that's going to do it. We'll see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. ICC and Jones for the championship here in Fulton.
When I think of potential, I think of a matchstick. When a matchstick reaches its potential, it releases a flame that ignites everything around it. 2018 brings new potential for you and your life at Itawamba Community College, where you are each empowered to do great things. You can be better, accomplish more, and live a life that is above the bar. Your potential is here.